Okay, we're back for daily routines that are going to keep your brain and your body and your life in the best place that you can get it. We're going to talk about exercise. We're going to talk about food and eating healthy. We're going to talk about your purpose, connection, your hobbies, and your daily, weekly check ins with your partner. I knew we were talking about it more. Okay, so daily routines, exercise. Like I just told you in the last lesson, exercising every day is really important. And if you're not an exercise buff, you can move your body. Go on YouTube, learn what a vinyasa is. Just do a flow vinyasa. It gets all the blood flowing in your body. It's a yoga move. It gets the blood flowing and the electrical energy moving, which is what we care about here. It will get your body flowing. Movement is life, flow is life, and it's really important. I encourage you to do some body weight training, do some push-ups, do some sit-ups, use your muscles, get some tension going. What it does is it dumps dopamine into your system. It helps to offset the stress and anxiety of this entire situation. Punch something, get a general like mine. My general's my boxing bag. That guy, I love to punch him. Download an app, have some fun learning some moves. Get the moves like Jagger going. Get the body flowing, offset the stress, the anger, the frustration. Use it preventively, use it as a mode when you need to offload that stress. Get the body moving. Go for walks. Walk Forrest Gump style, like I've told you. Keep your feet flowing, keep going, keep movement in your life. Exercise. Find a thing that you love. Exercise doesn't have to be, doing CrossFit if you're not a CrossFit person, but it can be rollerblading if you're inspired to rollerblade. It can be hang gliding. My daughter, we took her zip lining over the weekend, and she's like, I crushed my core. Just be active and move your body and do it consistently. Eating healthy. You are what you eat. So I would like you to think about what you eat. And this is just an easy formula that doesn't have to get too complicated. Try to eat more protein than carbs. Protein to carb ratio, more protein than carbs can really facilitate the system in terms of digesting. When it comes to the carbs, eat the healthy carbs, not the complex carbs, like eating, if you're going to eat bread, which bread's not great for you, but if you're going to, get Dave's Healthy Sprout Filled Bread. It's organic and it's filled with seeds and sprouts, not just high fructose corn syrup and bleached white flour. Simple carbs are not good for you. Complex carbs are. The best carbs for you are fruits and vegetables. They are carbohydrates. The best proteins for you, there's plant-based protein, which a lot of people are really into, and you can research that. If you're not vegan or vegetarian, chicken and white meat is a very healthy, lean protein. Protein, healthy carbs, very minimal processed foods. Anything in a crinkly bag, stay away from it. Anything that is loaded with sugar, stay away from it. Because when you have protein and healthy carbs, you have energy that you have a burst of, and it's sustained. And that's what we want. Sugar spikes the energy and then crashes you. It can be, kind of devastating for a person who's trying to regulate her mood. It can create all these mood swings and make you feel awful. When food has more, when it's more processed and it has more chemicals in it, it creates neurotoxicity in your system, and your brain has to deal with it. That's why after you get a pizza, you feel like you're in a food coma. I was just a client of mine just emailed me just a few minutes ago. He has been on this cleanse because he's a bodybuilder, and he has eaten completely lean salads and lean protein and nothing else for 10 weeks so he could get cut. I'm hungry just thinking about it. And he said that, now he's like binging food and he's off to Five Guys. And I'm like, go for it, bro. But that's going this way and then going that way. What we want you to do is to be even keeled in your food. Okay, purpose. I want you to look into your heart. What's your purpose? Regardless of your relationship, regardless of your children, what are you here to do? What's the gift that you've been given innately to share with this world? That's your authentic self. And for me, I love to teach people. So I'm here to teach and to guide and to coach people. This is my love. That's why making programs like this is fun for me. I love it. I'm on purpose. I could do it all day, every day. When it comes to balancing my bank account, not so much. That's not my purpose. It's a piece of my business that needs to be done, but it doesn't jazz me up like this. And I talked to a gentleman yesterday who I'm going to be collaborating with. He's like, I was a businessman for years and years and years. And he actually was a person who struggled with sexual addiction. Years and years and years. I was miserable. So he's offsetting the misery through sex. He's like, I left it. I became a counselor. I love what I do right now. That's the difference. Find your purpose. What are you here for? Have the strength to go do it. Right now in this program, I want you to figure it out because I want you to know who you are, who you can be. You don't need others' approval. You don't need external validation. You need your validation. And if it's in there, you didn't put that innate desire inside of you. It's innate. It's there. It's true. It's organic. It's in you. You can follow that purpose and it's going to lead you to joy. That's why it's in this routine. Figuring it out and then taking action steps towards it can be just pivotal in healing yourself so that you are strong enough to become that healthy person in an interdependent relationship. So many people are in jobs that they don't like. They're serving their partner in a way that doesn't feed them. And you can do all of this kindly. You figure out what you want and you advocate for it for yourself. And then you go do that. And then if you don't want to do something, you don't do it. I just took motorcycle lessons because I really wanted to learn how to ride a motorcycle. I actually wasn't always that committed to buying a motorcycle. I learned after the fact. Then I crashed the motorcycle. And in the crash, I didn't have fear or PTSD, but I'm like, I'm done. Learning how to ride it was enough because I always wanted to learn. And so done and done. That I figured it out. I went and did it. People are like, you can't ride a motorcycle. You shouldn't do that. Oh yeah? Watch me because I'm not you. And then my husband supported me. It was really cool because he knew I wanted to. He knew that I've always, had a desire to learn that. So it's pretty cool. Okay. Connection. We've talked about this a few times, but figuring out how to build that connection in your life. If you don't have anybody to share any of this with, please sign up for group coaching if it's in the cards for you, or individual coaching if you want more support from Adria, because that can be really, really important. But build the connection in your life. Build the connection with your kids if you have them. Reach out to your friends. It doesn't have to be about this situation. Just start connecting with people. You've learned how to connect with your emotionally immature parents. If they are, you can start doing that in a healthy way. But connection is really important. And again, many of us put all the apples in the basket of our relationship or in the basket of our family by overparenting or being too codependent. Let's spread those apples out and give you a chance to build an orchard so that across your lifetime, you have the people that you want in your life. It doesn't have to be a bunch of randos. Being intentional and having discernment about who you let in to that support structure and network is really important, but knowing that you have it can be amazing so that you feel comforted and supported, strong by yourself, but with this net there for you if you need it. Go for it. It'll be worth the vulnerability that you put into it. Okay, hobbies. Figure out what you like to do. You hear me talk all the time. Purpose in your work, in your relationships, in your hobbies. If you don't regularly engage in a hobby, think about what you like to do. If it's exercise, great. Do that every day. A lot of people like the hobby of different types of exercise, but expand that and think, what do I like to do? So in my hobbies, I like to think and I like to learn things. So I've joined different groups where I have learned different concepts that I can apply in my work and in my life in terms of transformation, because it's one of my favorite hobbies. And so I went out, I built connection with other women that were there. I, explored it and it was really fun. And I have the hobby of learning. Learning's a hobby for me. I've told you that I like to use my stand-up paddleboard. I can't decide if I'm going to learn how to golf. I think I'm going to. I have golfed before and I'm pretty good. And it would be a fun thing for my husband and I to do together. So again, I am sitting with that and exploring. Is that just me wanting to do his thing for the rest of my life? Or is that actually something of mine that I enjoy? but thinking about it so that it serves you, and it can be something with your partner or with your friends, but something that you actually want to go do and you enjoy doing. Okay, daily, weekly check-ins with your partner. We talked about this, but setting up a routine. So I started to frame why you have these check-ins at these intervals. It is so that you know when you can talk about this stuff, and you also teach yourself not to obsess about your relationship and not to obsess about the addiction and not to overly think about what's going on. You teach yourself to become comfortable in an uncomfortable situation by not always having it in your mind. You can put it in your journal so that during your check-ins, you know that that's when it's going to get resolved. And we've already talked about, if it's something that needs to be resolved right away, you do that right away. But if it's something that can wait for the check-in, you keep it, because you're learning how to have healthy communication, not impulsive communication anytime something spikes up in you. And it can be a really wonderful learning experience for you when you feel a little discomfort, and then you give yourself time to process it and not go towards the reaction. You process, integrate, and go towards a response or an approach. Really, really powerful for you. So schedule the check-ins. You're going to share a feeling. You're going to share what you're working on. Your partner's going to share a feeling and what he's working on, and you're going to build intimacy so that you can do that. Okay, follow me through. Evening routine coming up next. I'll see you there.